Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome to Wizards Outlook. We got Cardo Dudley Jr. here. Raymond Lyons joining us. I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. Look, man, the Memphis Grizzlies got the long tab up there. I'm discombobulated. I'm still trying to process everything that I just witnessed. The Memphis Grizzlies beat the Washington Wizards 140 to 112 tonight. Ray, want to get your thoughts? I know how Cardell and I got a wonderful opportunity to chat throughout the game, but get your thoughts and then Cardell on what you took from today's outing.
It was fun while it lasted, but back to reality. The threes failed yesterday, and they didn't today. That's that's um that's basically the long and short of it. Yeah, they took a lot of bad ones that didn't go in, and in turn, the Grizzlies were able to rebound the basketball, get out, and push the pace on them. At times, they were pushing the pace off made baskets. So, I mean, it bad showing from the Wizards all around. Like I said a lot of times, their defense starts everything. But they don't even put themselves in a position to play defense when they can't execute offensively. And nights like this, when they're just jacking up threes, long shots equal long rebounds, and you don't give yourself a chance to set up, and then you're just in disarray. And the Grizzlies took advantage. Obviously, the Wizards don't know how to guard Scottie Pippen Jr. or Jaren Jackson Jr. Both of them had a night, and yeah, they got up 100 shots, man. It's not like the opportunities weren't there; they just didn't value them, and they turned the ball over a lot, and that'll do it. Poor shot selection, don't defend well, and give the team the ball more times than you should. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
Cardell?
Uh, yeah, man. Defense was non-existent. I'm gonna try to stay as professional as I can after what I just witnessed. Defense was non-existent. They were bad in every phase of defense. On ball, help side, rotating over, communicating, transition, half court, 3/4 court, post. Anything a coach can draw up defensively where you all right, you need to be good at that, they failed at it miserably. And it started from really the opening tip. Scottie Pippen Jr. lived in the paint, and it was clear what they were doing. Touch the paint, kick it out to your open shooters if you don't have the layup. It was very simple. They wasn't doing nothing out the norm. And time again, the Wizards fell for it. Got sucked into the paint, didn't recover. Guys hit threes. Or when the Memphis Grizzlies got into the paint, they were either scoring or drawing fouls. You cannot give up a team. You cannot give up 52% shooting from the field from a team, 39% shooting from deep, and 79, and also allow them to get to the line 29 times, like 29 free throws. They got to the line that many times, and luckily for the Wizards, they didn't shoot. I mean, they shot cool, but they didn't shoot elite from the free throw line. They shot 79%. They're fully capable of shooting a lot better than that. Had 34 assists, 16 turnovers, and most of those turnovers came later in the game when the rotation guys and starters were already set because the game was over. And you allowed 140 points, and the Memphis Grizzlies didn't do nothing spectacular. They just played their game. You know it's bad when a guy that just got called up from the G League, Yuki, in Japan, Kawamura, come in, and the crowd is chanting for him to get in the game. And when he gets in the game, he gets a loud ovation for just checking into the game. Then your home team got the entire night. That's where we are with the state of the Wizards. And then he come off the bench, didn't play the whole game. It looked like he played the whole game. I'm 80 dog. Like, no, he was a +4 in 5 minutes. Like, 4 points. 4 points in the steal. 1 for 2, 50%. Like from 5 minutes, bro. Made an impact. He made more than an impact in 5 minutes than some of the Wizards made playing 20 plus minutes. It's man, look, man. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it professional. Defensive rating 122, but look, man, when you play this style the Wizards play, yes, analytically on offense, and you don't play defense, you have no chance because it's hard for you to get easy points to try to combat what you're giving up defensively when you have a cold spells when you can't make threes. They shot 6 for 32 from deep, 18%. This goes back to my point about the emphasis just analytics being the end all be all. And I know analytics is a broad thing. It's not just about a style of play. It's numbers in a lot of ways. I'm talking about the style of play. If you're not hitting the threes, and obviously the team's not gonna just let you have a layup drill on them. How is she gonna score? Because I'm curious to know. And then you're turning the ball over. Then you're giving up countless points. This is what you're gonna get: 140, 112, and having a G League call up, get a loud ovation in your home building, and everybody. Like, you wonder why? You want the big discussion at NBA basketball right now? Why is viewership down? This game is an example why. It's hard to watch this, man. It's hard to watch because they're not even playing to their strengths, man. Like I know Bud Carrington, he 3 for 12, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He had a bad night. But I can't even put that all on him. You know why? Because I know what his strength is. His strength is mid-range in. He was 3 for 12, but he was 1 for 7 from deep. Why are y'all making him shoot that many threes? So he don't even feel comfortable going to something else because he knows what that means. If I try to go something else that I'm normally good at and stuff like that, they're probably going to sub him. Valanciunas had it going. He was the one bright spot out of everybody. He had 20 points and 14 rebounds in 23 minutes. He was killing. So this, I get that they're ironing up. Look, they're trying to keep their first round pick. We already established that. But you can do it in a more competitive way, man. Like this is just he was eating, man. Jaren Jackson didn't even want to go down there. He was just bombing from 3. You could have kept feeding him, letting him cook. It would have forced the Grizzlies to have to come down there and try to stop him. And then you get better options from 3-point range. You get better looks and stuff. I'm not even gonna get into Jordan Poole. The one night after he couldn't miss, post game talking about his new celebration, and we have this. And this is the stuff people just look at the Wizards. But it's so bad they don't even want to. In a media landscape that pumps negativity for viewership, for dollars, for likes, for clicks, anything, people don't even want to talk about the Wizards. That's as bad as that's how bad it is, man. So I'm gonna pass it back to Wilson. I'm trying to stay professional, but it's getting tough, man. It's getting tough. They got to make a lot of drastic changes where they come. Y'all tell me if they're gonna come, man. I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself.
Yeah, my turn. I was struggling to process the "We Want Yuki" chant. Still working on that. But 76 points by Memphis bench. He lost like this to a jawless Memphis. And a Memphis in which, again, no knock on Jaren Jackson Jr., just his preference is to not go inside the paint unless you are very much smaller than him. He doesn't want any, if you might bang with him, he doesn't seem to want to be interested. He patrolled the perimeter all night looking for 3-point opportunities, and he was happy to take them. And Washington left him off the hook far too often. I think it was like 4 minutes into the third quarter. Cardell asked me, like, hey, when's the last time JV got a touch? I'm like, man, outside, I think he scored once in the first 6-7 minutes of the third quarter. And I think it was one time in transition or something. It's like, why? There's a couple other chances. And I tap Cardell, like, hey, JV had dude pin in the basket. Looks like a little kid trying to, get out of the playpen. Got dude down in the restricted circle, and the ball went wing, corner, floater, got the ball back, opposite corner. And And as far as the style of play, like I know for me personally, it's so hard to watch. Is so many teams adapt that same style of play with the swing and the opposite corner, or whatever. You had multiple times a night where Washington guards get 2 feet in the paint, and the ball automatically, shit. Memphis started pre-rotating to go get the passes because they knew where they were going. Memphis is getting 2 feet in. Meanwhile, as Cardell mentioned, Scottie Pippen Jr., other guards in Memphis, they're getting 2 feet in the paint, but they're reading the defense and making plays off of getting 2 feet in the paint. That pre-programmable style that we're all accustomed to. We all know what I'm talking about. As Cardell said, if you're going to play like that, there's other boxes that you have to be very good at to get away with playing like that. This is not what this is. I think one of the things that jumped out at me earlier, I think in the second half, saw Bub one time get the ball to 3-point line. Took one dribble, beat his man, took one dribble, knocked down the elbow jumper, real comfortable. It's like, let these folks get to doing that. We saw Bilal at the start of the year kind of get it going in the midi a little bit, and then that's been gone, and we've seen him struggle. I'm not saying that directly correlates to his struggle. I'm just saying, hey, the sample size is we've seen that. We've seen the absence of that, and then we've seen other things happen. Like you said, folks need to get back to playing to their particular team's strength instead of this one-size-fit-all thing, because you can't do it. And again, I think one of the biggest lies ever told somebody was everybody watched the Warriors and walked away with the wrong information. They got downhill and hit mid-range jumpers. It wasn't just all threes. Yes, the luxury was they had the greatest shooters of all time. That helps a lot. But if the greatest shooters of all time weren't taking as many threes as some of these other teams that have the opposite of the greatest shooters of all time, you're copycatting wrong. You messed it up. You did an AI search and you got a bad thing. You didn't double check your Google search on the way out. But shout out to Memphis. Their physicality. I love the way that they played tonight. Their physicality. Clearly, as mentioned earlier, the way that they played, they came out and did what it is that they do. And shout out to Scottie Pippen Jr. for setting the tone. He drew a couple offensive fouls tonight off inbounds, just being a pest. LaRavia was annoying. Only had 9 points, but annoying. Everyone that came into the game off the bench for Memphis made an impact. Cardell said Yuki came in for 5 minutes and made an impact. And he would have had some assists if some of his teammates made shots. It's the only reason he didn't have assists to go with his 4 points. But yeah, I don't got too much to add. They get some time. They got some time for the next game. But this was a horrible outing. Player of the game for you guys?
Yeah, I'm going with Scottie Pippen Jr. I think he set the tone. He dictated everything, not just with his offense, but with his defense. Like I brought up Bub, how he struggled. A lot of that had to do with Scottie Pippen. You could tell Pops took him to defensive school. You know what I'm saying? Because he got all the tools defensively. Full court, half court, even help side. Just being smart, understanding how to beat guys to spots on angles, when he slide his feet, help side, digging down, from the perimeter, but still being able to get back out the shooters, running them off the 3-point line, but still being able to get back in front of them, just being so sound defensively, man. You can just tell, man, Pops taught him a lot. And honestly, that's probably a big reason why he's up in the G. He came up from the G League. Obviously, he had the ball in his hands, but that's a big reason why he's up here with the big boy team and sticking, with that. But then, like you said, we spoke about earlier, offensively, he lived in the paint, and he took full advantage of the defensive woes of the Wizards.
Right.
Yeah, I agree, man. He was just at them on both ends all night. He was playing like nobody was in front of him when he had the ball, and defensively, you pointed out the offensive fouls he was drawing is just being a pest, man. Like he didn't even give the Wizards a chance to even think about getting off to a good start. Like he got layups off made baskets just from getting the ball and pushing it right up the court. So yeah, he had a hell of a game tonight.
All right, on to X Factor. Get this up here.
The whole bench.
I'm going to go with Jalen Wells. I'm going with Jalen Wells. Because what he did with Jordan Poole tonight, after that performance. He made Jordan Poole disappear. And disappeared. Jordan Poole, 2 for 6. 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 9 points, 28 minutes. Made him disappear. $100 million man. Jalen Wells started at a D2 school, Sonoma State, and then went to Washington, transferred to Washington State. Second round pick, 39th pick overall in this year's draft. 6'8". Made him disappear. $100 million man. But that shows me scouting is very important. And defense still has a place in this game, contrary to what some people in basketball try to say, dismissing it. Like, you pretty much eliminated their backcourt, the Wizards' backcourt. That's game. Then they already won it. That's ball game. I mean, that's game. Like, you gotta get, hey man, and he had 4 points, was 0 for 3 from the field. But his defense on Poole was the X factor because Poole couldn't try to carry on the momentum from last night, go in hero mode and try to bomb him from 3 to keep it competitive. He couldn't do it because he wouldn't allow him to do it. So you gotta give him props.
Right.
Yeah, Wells definitely he erased Jordan Poole completely. But like the Memphis bench, their second unit just completely outclassed the Wizards. So they get an A on the group project tonight.
Hey, look, man, they could both have it. Dude was out here looking like a 1980s press corner with Poole. Like, there was several plays. I'm like, hey, Cardell, dude ain't leave the corner. Like, Wells doing his job, but like, he didn't even try to lose him. And that's because earlier in the game, he couldn't shed the dude off him. He just physically couldn't, and it wore down after a little while. And he want to keep hand fighting with dude. Like 1980s neck roll press corner. Shout out to that young man for what he did, because even with the 9 points, 3 of the 9 came on a foul 3-point. So before that, that man had 6 points. You had 4 points. Sir, there was a portion of the game, I think, at halftime, that dude only took 4 shots. So about the level, like, I got this. Hey, look, I got dude, and the rest of y'all take care of the rest. That's outstanding defense by that young man. And obviously, second everything Cardell said with the scouting. And right, like I said, I'm just going to go to both of them. 76 bench points to 76 bench points, bro. Like, what the hell is that?
Jordan Poole scoreless at the half. First half, he donut, 0 for 3. And, I mean, the game was over pretty much then, 72-55. So, it is what it is. Though. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't mad at the bench either. They balled as well.
All right, y'all. We'll get at y'all soon. See you this week for the Focus TV. I'm sorry, my brain's broke right now. But y'all have a great evening. We'll see y'all soon.